Good morning, CSL family. How is everybody? Okay, please turn in your Bibles to Leviticus 3. I'm just kidding. Not really. So, Noruz Mubarak. It's Happy New Year in Persian, in Farsi. So, I've been given permission to discuss the altar, which is in representation of the Persian New Year. The list of things on the altar are the samanu, which is the wheat paste, which is sweetness, fertility, and having many children. I don't know if you're supposed to eat it or put that on your body. Or, I don't know. There is a yellow nut up there in a bowl, which is senjed, which is for love. Be nutty in love. There is garlic, which is sir, which is medicine for recovering from evil. There is seb, which is the apple, which is health, natural beauty, and fragrance. There is a red spice up there, which is actually put on the kebab, which is somag, which is the color of the sun at sunrise. There is vinegar, which is sirke, which is age and patience, wards off bitterness in life. I think I'm a little bit like vinegar. There is sohan, which is the cookie, which is the sweetness in life. And there is sabze, which is the grass that I grew, which is purity, opulence, and good fortune. The colored eggs in Persia, they've actually been coloring eggs for like the last 3,000 years. We didn't invent coloring the eggs. They actually painted their eggs, and Farzad said to me, oh, Farzad's my husband who's Persian. There you go. And he said to me, where do we get the paint for the eggs? And I was like, we don't paint the eggs. We dip them. So he kept saying, what's the white vinegar for? I said, I don't know. It's a chemical thing. We just makes the eggs happen. And the mirror reflects back the light of who you are to the universe. So if you have a moment, you can go up afterwards and take a look at the altar for Noruz. And on March 20th, which is actually the Persian New Year, if you find a Persian and you say, Noruz Mubarak, do y'all want to practice that? If you say that to a Persian, you have good luck for the next 7 generations. Now for the power talk. So there's 2 things that I would like to speak about. One is not making it happen, making it welcome. And the other is freedom. So when we learn a lesson in our lives, sometimes we start on a journey. We don't know the lesson that we're going to learn until after we learned it, right? Right. So this lesson started with me when I was sick about 6 years ago with cancer. And I went to the doctor, and I had to have the biopsy, and the guy doing the biopsy said, oh, don't worry, we're going to take a biopsy, we're going to make a small incision and hide it in a line in your neck. And I was all like, there's no line in my neck. So I went and I got the results, and the results came back that I did indeed have tonsil cancer. So I went through tonsil cancer, and I looked at the doctor when he told me, and I said, okay, I'm clearly supposed to learn something from this. I don't know what it is yet, but it's going to be pretty interesting when I learn it. And he looked at me a little bit quizzical, like, don't you want to know about your treatment? And I was like, oh, no, that's secondary to what I'm going to learn. So I went through it, and it was tough. It was really tough, physically challenging. But all through that process, I stayed with the thought that this is still going to teach me something, and it will be revealed to me. I'm ready for it, and I'm going to let it happen in my life. So I went and was with a practitioner, and Jane, from God's mouth to Jane's ear, was able to reveal to me that I was perfect, whole, and complete no matter what stage of this process I was in. And as I was going through the recovery process, she asked me what I wanted. I didn't know this at the time 6 years ago, but I said what I wanted was, I felt like I was really ready to open my life up to love and be able to share somebody who was interested in the exploration of God as much as I was. And I had never said that before in my life. And I didn't know that's what I wanted until I said it in this session. So we did the treatment, we prayed about it, and then I let it go. And then I started making unbeknownst to me, but in the consciousness of God in my soul, I started making my life ready for this to happen. So I fell in love with life. I fell in love with you all. I let you all love me. I showed up in service. I did the most amazing things I'd never dreamt I would do in my life ever. I had a list of things that I experienced, and life is amazing. And all this time, I would have people walk up to me all the time and say, "Why are you single?" And I would say, "I'm single because I'm not in love. I don't want to be with somebody just to be with somebody. I want to be with somebody that I love and who has an exploration of God and spirit the way that I do." And they would go, "Oh, okay." And I never felt like I was missing anything or I wasn't whole, perfect, and complete as I was. I was really just in love with being in love of my life. And then I met Farzad. And our conversations were about God. And our conversations were about how we shared this knowledge and quest for spirit. And it came to pass that I was given the blessing and the opportunity to be able to love him. And that's been the most amazing thing ever. And so all of that I learned here. And in the process of learning that, I knew what it was to be in a relationship and let go in a relationship. I was able to have a conversation with somebody in a relationship for the first time and look at them and say, "You are released from the responsibility of being the person that is responsible for my happiness. It's not your responsibility." And that, being able to say that to somebody you love is probably the greatest gift I've ever given myself, him, and that's because I understand everything that I did before to make ready for this relationship always reminded me what I want more than anything else. The reason I've been here as long as I've been here is to be more free, not less free. And so I'll leave you with something I read from the Kabbalah. And the Kabbalah says, "Every lesson that does not serve you will continue to repeat itself in your life until you learn it in God, through God, as God, with God." And that's something I fully, fully believe. And all of you have helped me to understand how to have those lessons revealed to me, work them through in God. And one of them is love, being loved, being able to be loved, and being loving. And I love all of you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.